One. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our fun little stream here. We're here to demo Aaron's game Ithaca on the cards. But before we do all of that, folks, let's go around the table introducing ourselves. I might have I might have hit the I might
It's a long story. And you can find most of my games on airlines.itch.io. And I'm currently crowdfunding Ithaca and the Card Second Expedition and what we have tomorrow on Kickstarter as part, tail end of Zine Quest. We're making two zines. One of them will be playing really soon. And then the other one, what we have tomorrow, is a solo journaling game about cooking for your loved ones. Yeah, and I also run a fortnightly game playtesting meetup group who are actually meeting right at the moment. They are playtesting. I dropped by to say hi right before the stream started. And we do that every other Tuesday and every other Thursday based on depending on where you are. It's Friday for us, it's Thursday for the people in the US. And yeah, that's called Playtest Zero, and that happens every other week. So if you ever want to make games and playtest them with other tabletop RPG designers, give it a try.
Love that. Alrighty, folks. As you all know, that we're here to demo a game called Ithaca on the Cards. Please use exclamation point Ithaca in chat to grab the link to the Kickstarter and go back this game right now. I believe that Aaron has also introduced more price friendly options for folks down in Southeast Asia, which is amazing. Thank you so much, Aaron. And thank you. And also you can use exclamation point cast to go and follow our fantabulous cast here on our social media. Please go and support us.
Wow.
And before we get started, folks, as we kind of hinted at, this game does involve some death. So here are a list of content warnings before we embark on this demo. Content warnings include fantasy violence, romance and romantic entanglements, disability, death, and bodily injury. Folks, please take care of your safety. If at any point you need to X card and leave the stream or mute the stream or take a little break, please do whatever you need to do to protect yourself and take care of yourself. Your well-being and your safety is the most important here. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to our our game designer Aaron to lead us through a game of Ithaca on the Cards.
Yeah. So Ithaca and the Cards, I'll give you the high level pitch first. So your fellow travelers on trying to make your way home. It is a perilous journey, and you will be constantly hounded by danger and death. You may lose parts of yourself or lose your life completely. This is no triumphant homecoming, but a fight to return safe and sound. As you journey on, reflect on what spurs you on your homeward path and what is worth giving up to reach that destination. So this Ithaca and the Cards with as you can tell from the title, this is heavily inspired by the Odyssey, the story of Odysseus trying to reach home. But we won't necessarily be playing within the Greek mythology milieu. So this is a story game for 2 to 5 players. There's no GM. I'll be facilitating just because I know, Kir, you have not played this game at all,
Yes.
and Val, you have done a quick demo of the game, but not the full game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, I'll be facilitating and running through like the rules. Yeah, so we've already done our boundaries and expectations. So I'll set up the deck. So the game is played with a standard deck of playing cards. You split the deck into the faces and the aces. So you take all the royals and the aces cards out as a separate deck. That's mainly used just for character creation. And then all the numbers 2 to 10 are in a separate deck, and that's mainly used for play. There's a little bit of it that gets used in character creation, just so that you have a much bigger prompt table to choose from. And yeah, you set aside the jokers for later. So we'll be playing in playingcards.io, which is a great free ad supported. You have like membership things to like get rid of ads, but it's a really great lightweight tool for playing card games online. Really great for like playtesting and prototyping, or just playing games where you need cards. Because anyone use Roll20's freaking card integration knows
I
that.
did know they had a card integration.
Yeah, their card
They had
integration
a
is
card
not.
integration.
Yeah, it's not great. So yeah.
Love you, Roll20, but sometimes I do want to fight you in your interface.
Yeah, and like I think some of the other VTTs might have like better stuff, but like they're probably a bit too full on for what we need. Like playing cards.io, if you just need playing cards, it's right there in the name. it's playingcards.io. So I'll draw your attention to that for those players. I can't see what the stream sees, so I assume they might be able to see some of the cards as well.
Yep, they're able to see I think all of the cards, at least everything that's visible in playingcards.io is visible to the folks who are watching.
All right, cool. So before we get started playing the game, we're going to create the setting, and then we'll create our characters. So to create the setting, I'm just going to draw 2 numbers cards. We get a 5 of diamonds and a 7 of spades. So I'm going to look at the settings prompts, which will give us the details of our quest that we went on together. And also we can customize that a little bit by customizing the quest's objective. So for the 5, so for the quest details, we're just looking at the numbers, and for the quest objective, we're looking at the suits. So and then you use one card for the number and the other card for the suit. So if we pick the 5, we have to take the spades from the other card. If we pick the 7, we have to pick the diamonds from the other card. So 5 of spades would be, having stolen from death, you ascend the levels of the underworld to return to the land of the living. And what we would have stolen is death's instrument. Or number 7 is you reach the mysterious center of the exclusion zone, forever changed by the answer you found there. You must still endure its strange landscapes on your way out. And for the diamond prompt, what you found in the mysterious zone is the name of the end. So do we want to steal Death's instrument and try and escape, or do we find the name of the end in some weird exclusion zone and try and escape? Stalker like the story, the video game? No, movie then video game. Yeah.
I will say that I'm gonna pass the baton to Kier, because I have done a quick demo of this game, and this is your like proper first time experiencing the game. So I'd like you to set up the setting.
I'm biased to the first one.
All right. Underworld it is.
Underworld. I've just been playing a lot of Hades recently. So
great game.
I'm terrible at it, but hopefully it doesn't reflect over here.
Yeah. No, we're in your bag now. Like, this is TTRPGs now. no gameplay mechanics can stop you unless Aaron kills us with the playing cards.
The cards could kill us.
The cards will kill us.
Yeah,
it's nothing to do with our skill.
At least I'll be entertaining.
Exactly.
Right. So, having stolen from death, we ascend the levels of the underworld to return to the land of the living. There's still a lot of questions about, like, hey, how did we do it? What did we steal? What does the underworld look like? What does death look like? Is he hot? Is she hot? Like important questions, right? Uh, so we'll leave those for now. I don't usually the instructions say let's take 10 to 15 minutes to fill in some of the details implied by the quest, and then move on to creating characters. But I think it will be helpful for today for the stream. Let's try and create some characters, and then we'll use all that information together to like fill out some of the stuff.
Great.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna deal 2 royal cards to each player. So you should see 2 cards in your seat. So I have the Jack of Diamonds and the King of Clubs. You might just need to like move the cards off each other.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
there
gosh.
it is.
Oh, there we go.
Cute.
Why do I have 2 aces and why do I feel threatened?
It's good. It's good. It's good. It's fine.
Okay.
It's all good and fine. So you have 2 cards, and characters are made up of 3 things. They are your archetypes, your aims, and your assets. So we're going to create the first 2, which is your archetype and your aim. The archetype is a rough description of your role, the role that your character would have played in the group on our quest to go steal Death's instrument, and or like what you are known to be skilled at, right? And your aim is something that motivates or drives you on your journey home. So it could be something that you're trying to do at home, or like something that you are trying to achieve or try to achieve on your journey home. So I'll start with myself, for example. So I drew a Jack of Diamonds and a King of Clubs. So similar to how the setting is, you get 2 choices. You can either make the Jack of Diamonds your archetype and the King of Clubs your aim, or vice versa. So I can make the King of Clubs my archetype and the Jack of Diamonds my aim. So that means I could either be an academic, one who studies, that's the Jack of Diamonds, with the aim. King of Clubs is great because the aim is to betray the party as soon as you reach safety.
What the fuck?
or King of Clubs is the guardian, one who protects. Jack of Diamonds is to bring home a vast hoard of treasure. I mean, the juiciest one is the one who wants to betray everyone.
I mean, do it. I think that's spicy.
So I'm going for the academic, someone who studies, and I will definitely try to betray all of us as soon as we get home.
Great.
It's not even as soon as we get home, as soon as we reach safety. So as soon as I feel safe, I'm gonna peace out.
When can you feel safe in the underworld? Is the question I would pose to you.
Well, we'll see.
Wow. All right. I guess I can go next with my character. Well, they're both aces, so that's interesting. May I know what the diamonds and the spades mean?
Yeah, so Ace of Diamonds is the navigator, one who plans. And the Ace of Spades is the outsider, one who is not. For your aims, Ace of Diamonds is to settle a long-standing score with someone, or Ace of Spades is to warn your home of an impending calamity.
Okay, so if I choose the navigator, my aim is to warn my home of an impending calamity.
That's
if
right.
I play the outsider, what is my aim again?
Settle a long-standing score with someone.
Ooh, these are both great. These are both very, very nice. I really like having stakes, so I will play the navigator who has to, because that I can't let you fuck me over. I gotta get home and warn people.
Sure.
Big stakes. I have to survive.
All right.
Okay.
Here,
Yeah.
Ace of Clubs and King of Diamonds.
And King of Diamonds.
Ace of Clubs, you could be an assassin, one who kills, or King of Diamonds is a prophet, one who sees beyond. Your aims could be so if you're the assassin, you would want to gain renown for your accomplishments. So a braggart assassin, or a prophet who wants to build a home in the future for yourself and your loved ones.
I was gonna say profit just because, I like people worshipping me.
Mm-hmm.
But build a home for my loved ones. Let's go for the assassin.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Since we're all out here trying to kill each other and whatever.
I am not killing anybody. I'm just the guy trying to help us get out of here, man.
Well,
And I'm yeah, so the assassin, the aim is basically to gain like fame, right? To
sure,
be
gain
like
renown for your
to
accomplishments.
yeah. So it's basically like a bard that kills.
Yeah.
Sounds right. Sounds about right.
And what better accomplishment for an assassin than wielding death's instrument?
Ooh. Ooh.
Good.
We
It's
love it.
good.
We love it. Okay, that's great. That's what I'll go for. Assassination.
Sure. All right. So before we get our third character trait, which is the asset, uh, let's see how we did on our quest actually. So
Ooh.
I drew our quest is we drew a 5 and a 7, so the quest difficulty was like a 12. Can you add up the two cards that you drew for your character and tell me if it's higher than a 12?
I believe so.
Ah, yes. Wait, well, fate smiles upon you. Like this we have fate on our side right now. And so we were successful on our quest. And we did that using one of our assets. So I'm going to give everyone a number card. Um, so this asset is what you relied on
Mm.
to succeed on the quest. I got the 2 of diamonds, which is confidence and knowledge about a topic or area, which makes sense for me as the academic, right?
Okay.
So I think um, uh, I'll get to that in a minute. I'll just go over everyone's
Okay.
and then we'll come back to like detailing the characters. 9 of clubs for Val. 9 of clubs are scars that represent your previous triumphs and their costs.
Wow.
Love that.
We love that.
Yeah, as a navigator, you
Mhm.
probably had like a lot of experience went on previous journeys,
I
and you've
love
got all
this.
those scars to show for them. And for Kir, 10 of spades. 10 of
Mm.
spades.
Oh no.
Oh,
I don't
Why
like
you? Why
I'll-
are you
I'll-
laughing?
no.
I don't
Our
like that.
mysterious assassins helped us to succeed on this quest with an enigmatic item of last resort. Uh, this is the one where it's like you can be as mysterious as you want about it. Like no one knows what it is. It is enigmatic, and it's not
Oh.
used easily. At least maybe not to us, right? Like you will know it. We probably just okay, no
We sure
idea how you
don't.
did this. Yeah.
All you know is that I saved y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So based on this, now you have your 3 things, right? You have your archetype, your aim,
Yeah.
and your asset.
Asset. Okay.
And we know that we succeeded on our quest to steal Death's instrument. I want to try and like get into focus on what Death's instrument is, just because I keep saying Death's instrument, like
Yeah.
it will make me think that like we stole Death junk or something.
Yeah.
So let's try and figure out what Death's instrument is. That would be nice. And also, as we're like talking and filling out like our quest, we can start filling out like other details, like what do our characters look like, what are our names, what are um uh uh you know what other character details that might come up. So we don't need to go into too much detail at the moment, just because as we play, we might kind of like get to learn more about our characters. So leave some blank spaces to fill in. For example, here for your enigmatic item of last resort, if you don't want to give any details at the moment, that's cool too.
Okay.
You can like hold on to that enigma, that mystery, until you want to reveal it, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And obviously, the reason and method of my inevitable betrayal, I might not want to share that as well, or I can talk about that pretty openly as something that we as players know, but like the characters don't, right?
Love that.
Right. So I'll kick things off just because like I already kind of like started having an idea about what the asset is
Sure.
at least, right? Because confidence and knowledge about a topic or area, and why would you bring an academic on a dangerous mission like this? Probably I'm the person who actually researched how to get in and out of Death's realm safely, right? So um so but all I know are theories, right? I've never been inside, right? So I have this archive of knowledge about um all these stories about death, and all like I've like been researching like all the different cultures and what they think about death and what death's realm looks like, and I've all of this knowledge, and that allowed us to kind of pinpoint once we got in because I think I relied on the navigator for this, right? So when we say navigator, like it's probably not like a ship's navigator, it's probably you're someone that knows, like actually knows and has made the trip before, whereas I have a lot of theoretical knowledge.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think my character is like a bookish nerd who knows all these things, like +2 to spout lore on all of these things, but doesn't really have that practical knowledge, but was useful in like pinpointing. I think like a little bit like that Indiana Jones thing, or like knowing that like the Carpenter's cup is the humble cup, right? Not the gilded one. On like actually finding out which of these items in Death's Trove was like the vital instrument that we are after. And I think the reason I want to betray everyone as soon as I reach safety, I think this is one where like I think it's good for the players to know, whether the characters want to know, is that I think I do not trust, especially the assassin, right? I think, and I don't really trust the navigator as well, and I'm gonna uh, try, and as soon as we get back, like I think whatever we stole, it needs to be in a museum, right? This belongs in a museum. It should be something that's studied and held by like the like it doesn't matter whether it's the empire or the temple or the church that is sponsoring me with all my research to go and find this thing and prove that it exists and gives them legitimacy in like their ongoing conquest of like other lands. Like, don't worry about that part of it. I'm just a researcher, right? And like obviously this kind of like powerful thing shouldn't be in the hands of individuals, capricious and unreliable. They should be in the hand of institutions, morally pure, never corrupt institutions.
Never corrupt.
Wow.
Famously never corrupt institutions.
Yeah.
Famously. Of course.
Ooh.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So as soon as we get home, the cops are there.
Not the cops being there when we get home. there they are, officer. My God. Amazing. I guess I can flash out my guy a little bit. I think the navigator is so with regards to the scars that signify previous trials. I think for me to describe that, I think it's important for me to describe his appearance. He is a very unassuming individual, very sort of like got a bit of a lithe build. He's got this mess of curly hair in his head. I think he has like the most like concrete like visual upon him is this massive scar down his eye that goes down past his
Ooh.
cheek. And it is so jarring to see on him because he looks in every other facet of himself, he looks like a young, like a cute, I wouldn't even say handsome, like a cute young man. He looks young and cute, and in any other circumstance would be someone you would call a kid, right?
Mm.
There's that boyish charm. Um, but you see that massive jagged scar. You see, I think, since I do not imagine the trip to the underworld was short, in the many weeks I think it took for us to travel to the underworld, more of his scars were more visible. We saw like scars over his body, and these are all they all signify a very, very important fact, and that is one, he is good at his job because he has navigated in and out of certain danger. And number two, that he is a hardcore survivor. This boyish man has suffered clearly terrible trials and is still standing before us today. Um, and yeah, and I think that's his whole bag, is trying to be a survivalist and following his instincts. I think he's a very instinctual person. I don't really care. I want to know more about your assassin.
What if you don't?
But I want to know.
Yeah, so I feel like just seeing the makeup, of our little party, there's definitely the need for the muscle, a little bit of the stabby stab. So I bring I was hanging out there, making sure y'all didn't die when time came. And I also have like a little sneakiness to me. That's how we've been creeping our way through, and that's why I don't have a scar. And, um I although a lot of assassins hide in the shadows, I think my assassin has a little bit of a reputation for being a bit of a drama queen and a little bit, they don't hide, they don't wear black, they show up wearing like something colorful, something pink, and it's like, I'm still gonna kill you. Nobody said the assassin had to be hidden, and for the longest time, just that the idea of making it to the underworld and bringing up the something so fabulous and saying that I assassinated my way to the underworld will give me that fame, that drive for the glamour life that I need. And when I pulled out the weapon, I do it so fast that it's very hard for you to tell what it is. And I rarely use that. If not, I'm using other things. But yeah, that's me, I think. Ooh.
Cool.
I'm writing in big letters, mysterious weapon.
We'll take it by end of.
The navigator doesn't want any of the smoke. I'm like this navigator wants to get back ASAP. And it's just like, all right, we had our fun. All right, kids, don't make me turn this van around. Full speed ahead.
Cool. Do y'all have names already?
I'm trying to names. Let's see. I have to think of mine.
I can go first for
Go ahead.
mine. I'm just going simple. I'm playing Imperial Archivist Alder, ALDER, like the tree. Alder. Her late 40s, stern and imperious bureaucrat. Or academic, right? It's not really a bureaucrat. But like a very bureaucratic manner. Things need to be done properly. I need you to show your work, please. Otherwise, I'm marking it 0.
Oh my god, Guru Besar vibes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's not even Guru Besar. This is not Guru Besar. This is like Guru Discipline.
Guru discipline.
Not the Guru
Yeah.
discipline.
Oh, actually,
Not
worse.
this.
It's worse than that. It's not even a Guru discipline. It's just a teacher power tripping. Right?
Wow, I get the
Wow.
vibe 100%. I felt
Right?
it.
No official title or anything. It's just like
Not
every time you go to like her class, it's like this one cannot play,
Cannot.
cannot fool around, can't joke around. 100% will get sent to like the the discipline teacher
Wow,
office.
no title, just attitude. We get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
No title, just attitude.
Can you
Oh my god.
repeat the name of your character again?
Alder, Alder.
Okay. Wonderful.
All right. My name is Elias. Elias. Uses he, him pronouns. And yeah, I think I captured his energy pretty strongly before. He's just a guy, but he's also a guy that survived stuff, so maybe he's worth hearing out. You know? Sometimes every party member needs just a guy. I think that's my hot take.
I couldn't think of anything because all my names are always in D&D fantasy world. So today
Sure.
we've gone with Marilyn.
Marilyn.
Marilyn?
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
She, her?
Yes, Marilyn's a she, her. I heard that sometime in the future there was this very famous actress that was inspired by my name,
Oh Lord. I see the trajectory we're about to embark on. And I love her.
Sure. So let's get into a little bit of detail and like so this isn't like part of the official procedures, but just in the interest of like moving things along. I think it would be fun if Marilyn, you told us. Can you tell us what Death's instrument is? What is it that we actually stole, right?
Oh.
And Elias. Oh, I accidentally Elias. Whoop.
Oh, I think my
Can't
name was Eliza at
spell.
one point, and I
Yeah, I can't spell.
I had to reject every instinct in my body to just break into Hamilton's song. But yes, as you're saying.
Oh no.
And so Elias, since you are the navigator, the one who has the most knowledge of Death's realm, tell us a little bit more about what Death's realm looks like. And for myself as Imperial Archivist, I will give a bit of detail of like what is this home that we're trying to get back to.
Oh, love that.
Yeah, so we can split it up this way, and like
I love
each
that.
one has a little bit of a thing. So I'll kick off by like I think maybe this is like a more like fantasy setting still, right? Like death is real as like a persona, right? And like this whatever instrument that we are stealing is a real physical object. And so I think I know I said this is not really gonna be about like the Odyssey or like the Greek myth, but however,
However, that
um,
being said,
yeah,
listen.
I think this I feel like I want to set this in that like mythic kind of like era,
Yes.
where like
Love.
demigods are real and around doing shit, and maybe like what the king wants is security, right? Like if one of these fucking demigods or monsters like threatening the realm comes in, then we have backup, right? So I don't know, like yeah, like not necessarily Greek, but like ooh, yeah, like a mishmash pantheon, I guess.
Okay. Heard.
Although
Okay.
Hades is kind of a nice pool as well of like how weird and colorful the world is.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Love that.
All right. Who shall go next? Shall I go next with the shape of the underworld?
Oh yes. Yes.
I think the underworld is literally and metaphorically smoke and mirrors. I think you enter a realm of dense fog and smoke and space. And to traverse to different areas of the underworld, you have to relinquish control and succumb to different mirrors who act as like portals or act as access gates to different areas of the underworld. And it's a maze, and that's where a lot of people, where the when we were talking about the mythic element of this world and including that the underworld, that's where the kind of like mythic story of people don't just go into the underworld and leave.
Mm.
All of these mirrors and smoke, excuse me, manifest a lot of reflections of parts of humanity that folks either find alluring or frightening. And both of those things anchor them deeper and deeper into the underworld. Some of them tethered to your regrets and your guilt. Some of them tethered to your dreams, your hopes, your wants, and your desires. And you're also left stuck there in the underworld. So the real key in navigating through this place, this maze, is to be incredibly anchored to your own purpose. Your purpose doesn't necessarily need to align with the people that you're with. It's just that you yourself are clear-minded and have a clear vision of what you are trying to do and trying to leave.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the underworld.
Cool. Kira, tell us more about Death and Death's Instrument.
Oh my gosh. So because I'm feeling that kind of way, we made our way down all the way to the underworld, and then we confronted death to discover that death was neither a he nor a she nor anything that we could fathom with our own mortal minds. I assume we're all mortals. There's no demigods among us.
I don't know about your mysterious thing, but I'm definitely mortal.
Oh, I'm mortal.
Unless the cards say otherwise, I guess I'm mortal.
We were in this moment of in awe of seeing like the death in front of us, but death is able to turn themselves into a more physical form. And when we came towards death's physical form, it morphed itself into whatever we believe death looked like. So death looked different to you, death looked different to me. When we had our chats, as we were traveling later, we couldn't really understand what each other was saying, but it was horrifying to each other. But the weapon is the one thing we could all see and could all agree on as we successfully took it. It is a massive sword. Okay. With clearly I've been playing too much Hades, right? And clearly I have a weapon that I lean to, but
Yeah.
it is a huge sword that has a base like a trident. That shoots up. So it's like 3 blades almost, kind of, with one big one in the middle. And spiked at the end. In different light, the metal almost has a red black tint to it.
Sure.
It's sexy.
It sounds sexy. I get why we're stealing it.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and we successfully managed to do that and are on our way home. And the underworld is still dangerous, right? We might still lose our sense of self if I think coming in was easy because like we were united in purpose and we knew what we wanted to do. But leaving is a different question. All right, that's great. I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup here. I'm gonna reset the decks because we don't really need the cards anymore.
Oh,
so it's just clean up. And so fate smiled upon us when we were traveling out. Fate no longer smiles on us.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so I'm going to find a first 6 that we can find. Find that card. And then I'm going to find the first 2 10s. Oh, first 9 and 10.
Meanwhile, folks, please consider following the cast and taking this time to go to the Kickstarter link. Use !point Ithaca in chat to grab the Kickstarter link to back Ithaca and the cards. And you not only will be backing Ithaca and the cards, you could also back Aaron's other game, What Should We Have Tomorrow. Both of these games are phenomenal, so consider backing. Thank you.
Thank you, consummate professional. No dead air. All right. So what I've done is I've pulled out, so I've reset the decks because we're going to use the numbers decks to play, and we don't need the Royals deck anymore.
Okay.
So I've pulled out the 9s and the 10s from the deck. And I'll explain how the game works and why it's important that I pulled the 9s, 10s out. And I've also pulled out a 6. So how the game works is we're basically playing blackjack against Fate. All right. Fate is gonna at the start of every round, Fate draws a card, and then one of us as players will act as Fate to say how this is a new trial or challenge that we need to face on our journey home. So the journey home is difficult. Fate will send different trials in our way. And we face them by drawing cards as well. So we will rely on our aims, our archetypes, our aims, and our assets to weather these trials. And we'll draw cards to see how we go. If we draw a card, if the total of our cards is equal to or higher than Fate, all good. Everything's fine. We survive that just fine. But if the total of your cards is ever lower than Fate, then you lose whatever it is you relied on during the trial. If you ever lose your archetype and your aim, then you are lost. You die, or are just no longer the character that you were, and so you leave the story. I mean, you can just straight up die as well. I mean, becoming lost in the underworld, in the land of death, is the same as dying. So that's kind of that. The problem is Fate no longer smiles upon us. So Fate can draw 9s and 10s. We can't. Okay,
Great.
So we can never draw 9s or 10s. So whenever we draw a 9 or a 10, we have to give it back up, and it goes into the respite pile instead. If Fate draws a 9 or 10, fine, Fate keeps it. The other way that Fate cheats is that if the total of our cards ever exceeds 21, so like blackjack, if you bust, you die. If Fate exceeds 21, just keeps on going, right? The world is not fair. So there's 2 ways for you to die. It's either actually there's 3 ways. There's 3 ways for you to die. Either you run out of your archetype or your aim. So if you lose both of them, you're out. If you lose your asset, that's fine. It's just a thing that you relied on. You will come back changed, having lost something, but you don't die just yet. But if you lose your aim, if you lose your purpose, and you lose your identity, then you're gone. The other way is to succumb to your wounds and exceed 21. You've expended too much effort on your journey home, and then you die. Or you can sacrifice yourself. You can always decide, it's not worth the effort and trouble going home. I am going to sacrifice myself and do that to try and ensure that the rest that there's a mechanic in there where you can try and help your fellow travelers by sacrificing yourself. So that's the 3 ways you can die or leave the narrative. So that's all just to give context on that. But the mechanical thing is pretty straightforward here. We are facing. So I'll play Fate for the first round just so that you have an idea of how it goes, and then in future rounds, y'all can take turns to play Fate. So 6 of diamonds. So you always start with a 6. Middle difficulty. 6 of diamonds is A disease ravages your group, leaving you weak and vulnerable.
Great.
Cool. All right. So the thing here, I think, is that it's not a physical disease, right? This is no bacteria or virus. This is a malaise or a confusion brought about by being in the underworld. I think you mentioned, um, uh, Val, that like this whole place is smoke and mirrors, and like
Yes.
it reflects your own fears and anxieties and uncertainties back at you, right? And I think after we've stolen this thing, this just intensifies, right? Death has just cranked up the funhouse mirrors to maximum, and is trying to I think the underworld itself is trying to divide us and like make us betray each other when we were, loyal and true to each other, right? So everything that we see right now is I want to honor what the prompt actually says, which is leaving a disease that leaves us weak and vulnerable. So maybe not mistrust, but weakness, right? Like something that causes us like depression and weak. Not depression. Yeah, something that saps our strength.
Yeah, maybe like some sort of paranoia that like causes the mind to, be like tired of thinking. I don't know. Something like that.
I mean, when you're beset by the horrors, TM, I think
Yeah.
like, and I mean, I'm also going to acknowledge the fact that for Elias here, his aim is to warn home of an impending danger.
Right.
I'm certain being here have that is a very accessible way for the realm to be able to sort of like turn that fear to to almost a paranoia just by virtue of being here. And I think we understand the spirit of this quote unquote disease. And it is more of a an emotional taxing, like an exhausting one, because you can feel weak from just being too tired to deal with everything that's around you.
Can I twist it a little bit now? I realize
Sure.
that one of the ways that you die is disease, right? So I think as we're feeling this weakness, we realize that we are being followed, and an aspect of death, like a minor aspect of death, is now like, hey, you stole Death's instrument, you can help me, right? I will bring disease to the world. Disease is a person, right? Like, or a shard of death, that is coming to reclaim Death's sword, right? And to become the dominant personality. Uh, so they are trying to like weaken our will and take the sword from us.
Love that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucked up. Love it.
The stakes.
Cool. So now that we kind of like set what it is, then we have to see how we try and weather this trial.
Right.
So for the first round, there's no point there's no point sacrificing yourself just yet. So we are just going to fight, right? So you say what it is that you rely on to get you through, and that is what you're risking. So if you risk your archetype or your aim, then that is something that you potentially lose. Or if you want to play it safe, you can just lose your asset, or use your asset, which is if you lose that, no problem. So I'm going to do just that. I am like, I think Alder is not a heroic figure. Alder is going to like rely on her knowledge, right? I think she relies on this confidence and knowledge about death and death's various aspects, um, to identify a way to uh, overcome or um, insult and and belittle disease. I think that literally is just like, oh, what do we have to fight against disease? We have knowledge, we have
Mm,
we have science and magic and religion that staves off disease, right? uh,
mm,
uh, War is inevitable. Old age is just old age is inevitable. War can be dealt with diplomacy, but disease, we fight disease every day, right? Like
mm,
you are nothing.
mm. Love that. Love that. All right. Are you gonna? Shall we say what we're all
Yeah,
sacrificing
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
pull the cards?
Oh,
All right.
okay, okay.
Elias will be relying also on his asset, mostly because it's the most appropriate rather than any other indication. And it is his scars that signify previous trials. I think Elias has survived disease before.
Mhm.
This is not his first rodeo, and he is digging deep into his survival instincts and looking disease in the face and saying, I've survived you before. What's another one?
Mhm.
At each time I am riddled with your influence, I come back stronger. And that is how he is utilizing his scars from previous trials to help us
Sure.
survive this.
All right. Marilyn, arrogant as ever, will clearly rely on her asset as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just thinking to herself how marvelous it would be to brag about killing more things. And then I can
She's got
add
a list.
disease on the
Yeah.
list. What other way to make it all the
How
way up the
many
track of
entities?
assassin fame?
How many entities can I get under my belt of murdering?
Tick, tick, tick. Yeah, we couldn't get death because we didn't kill death, but
Mhm. Disease is a weaker, lesser aspect. Yeah.
yeah,
And everyone will thank you
subtly.
for it.
Can one?
Again, one. Why not? Who say cannot?
All
Let's do
right.
it.
So I will. I've given everyone a card. So let's
All right.
reveal our cards. Just click
All
on it to
right.
reveal it. Oh shit.
Please reveal. Oh, thank Christ. Okay.
Okay. Unfortunately, Kir, you drew a 9, which means you need to take a new card.
Oh no.
Okay. Let's see what that is.
Lots of
Okay.
No.
ways to die. So many little ways to die.
So
Hi.
like it looked like you had the upper hand, and then fate intervened and said like, how about no, have a 2 instead.
Ouch.
So well, before we get specifically into what that looked like, so just so you know, I drew a 4. Kira, you got a 4
Mm-hmm.
too. Val, you're the only one who like made it through unscathed.
Somehow.
With an 8. So that's cool. Um, so after we resolve that, so both of us will lose whatever we relied on. So the asset, so my knowledge and confidence in that knowledge is shattered. And whatever item of last resort, Kier, you lose that as well.
Okay. I
Right.
assume finally you guys can actually see the weapon that, I've been hiding and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And it is those, I don't know if you've ever seen those like punching things
Mm-hmm.
with like a cat claw, like they look like cat ears. Yeah, so it's one
Yep.
of those like cat ear weapons. And I'm just like,
R.I.P. cat weapons. I'm so
Yep.
sorry.
yeah.
So did they break?
Yeah, I think it was a little worse than breaking. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
more like they were kind of like disintegrated.
Right. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, seeing how badly, like I think I went in and then Fate was like, yeah, and then I pull out and there was nothing.
Mhm.
This is very sad.
It's not looking good.
Hey, at least you're not close to death.
Uh, not anymore. The So the thing that happens as well is this: we all get a prompt of a question that we get to ask someone else. And for Val, you get to choose from the success table. So depending on
Yay.
what you relied on, you can look at the archetype, aim, or asset section, and then look at one of those prompts. So for you, 8 of diamonds, and you relied on an asset, right?
Yes, I did.
Yes. So on a success, you get to ask, what terrible secret do you learn about this asset? And you get to ask that question to myself or Kira.
I'm gonna ask that to you.
To me?
Oh, yeah, to the academic.
Uh, so the terrible secret that I learned about your scar, or like your scars. Um, let me just go back to the specific wording of your scars that represent your previous triumphs and their costs, right? I think I learned this terrible secret that we said, like, we're all mortals here.
Yeah.
I think Elias not so much, and maybe Elias doesn't know this even,
Oh.
like themselves, right?
Oh.
But my my knowledge and studies, and like seeing you are the only one who to like stand up to disease and like defeat them. I realize now that like when you were like confronting disease, the scars on your body were moving. And it's like, that doesn't make sense, right? And like the mark of uh, the mark of some other god is on your body. So either you have been consecrated to another god, or like you have a blessing somehow, right? And the crisscross of the scars actually forms this old symbol.
Oh.
So the secret that I learned, the terrible secret that I learned, is that some other gods are like interfering here, right? Whether you know it or not. Um, yeah. So like the pattern of the scars on your body is not a coincidence.
I'm going to say Elias doesn't know jack shit about this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right. Kier, do you want to ask a question? So you got diamonds. So the question that you can ask is, what legends and stories will be passed on in remembrance of your like legendary weapon?
Yeah, I want to know what people are gonna say about my cat weapons.
Who do you want to ask this question to?
Okay, I'll throw it over to Val.
The songs and legends that will be written and sung about your weapons is that, first of all, the true form of your weapons has been incredibly exaggerated. These cat-eared, clawed like knuckles that you wear have now no longer are like items associated with you. They've now turned into like this, it's turned into your abilities. You have like your abilities and your arms have been deified almost, where they talk about your fists being uh, at one point so great and so powerful, um, that you were able to claw your enemies with your bare hands.
Mhm.
But of course, that strength wanes before disease, and
Right.
it becomes almost this mythic story about, almost like Samson and his long hair, right?
Mhm.
Like disease got to you, and like your precious gift of your sharp clawed fists have fallen before an
Oh,
aspect of
this
death.
is so tragic. The song they're singing is that meow meow meow
No,
meow.
no, no, no,
Yeah, because the thing is, like, we do chase off disease here, right?
Mm,
Like we survive this encounter
mm.
just having lost a weapon, and like my confidence, right? Like, so when we tell the story, like whoever survives and goes home and tells the story would tell the story of how Marilyn went hands on with disease, right? And like Marilyn actually used this against death as well. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
there was no weapon, there was no dagger, there was
it's your
no
fist, baby.
no blessed weapon of the gods. It's just the fist. It's just cat eared knuckle dusters.
Yeah.
Hey, don't judge them, okay? They got us through the first part, you know.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Yeah, that like grows your legend for sure. It's like, oh,
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
this is like your bare, no, it's not bare knuckle because you have that weapon, but you are fist fighting god.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like basically the tail. It's like one of those precautionary tails, right? It's like you can go so far with them claws,
Mm-hmm.
but if you don't wash your hands, you will get sick from disease.
Oh
Oh my god.
not you inspiring
Yeah, wash your
new
hands.
hygiene practices.
Wash your hands, people at home. Wash your hands. You got nails like me. Gotta put the soap in there. Scrub them. Okay.
All right. And then for myself, my question is, why do we both dread returning home without my confidence and knowledge of death, death's aspects? I guess.
Mm.
Yeah. I'll ask that to Kira just to like finish the circle, right?
Okay, I'm lost with that question. So,
Mm.
what is the question again?
Why do we both dread returning home without this?
Oh, okay. Both of us have this shared feeling, or it's like different.
I think it can be for different reasons, but we both have the same dread, right?
Right. Okay. So remember how you said that you kind of, want to put this in the museum and all
Mhm,
that stuff. Um, the truth is the person that has kind of like been your sponsor lah, for your
mhm,
academic career is has also hired me to make
mhm,
sure that you make it,
mhm,
you know, that we both have to come out.
mhm,
So in my case, while in your case, you just have to return with the weapon, in
mhm,
my case, I have to return with the weapon and you.
mhm,
So the fear of coming up and failing so miserably to not just have the weapon and you there, that is my fear
mhm,
of losing my reputation, and in your case, I suppose your reputation as well.
mhm. Um, yeah, yeah. Like, what is an academic that? What use is an academic that has no longer has any confidence in what they have studied,
Yeah,
right?
and what
Mm-hmm.
use is an assassin who can't get them out alive?
Mm-hmm.
Although assassins kind of kill people, but it's their choice. They hired me.
Hey, I'm sure you have fantasy Yelp. You can't get your ratings to go down.
My fantasy help.
Okay. So after we resolve the trial, we can use the time to rest and recover strength and morale. So even though fate like fuck with us by like taking away the 9 from you, um, we also get to use 9s and 10s as respite. So we can
Mm.
spend them. If we spend 2 respite, we can recover our assets. So assets that have been spent and exhausted, we can recover them. If we recover them, they are significantly changed from what they were before, right? So you can't recover them exactly as they were. You need to like rewrite what asset it is that you got back, um, or you could frame it as you gain something new on the journey, right? Somehow
Mm.
learn something new, or like gain a new weapon um, that you lost. The other thing that we do during the rest and recover phase is just this is a simple one. It's just about expressing what defining the relationships that we have with each other.
Mm.
Mechanically, this doesn't really have a huge impact. You can't spend relationships for anything, but it just it provides a thing where if you have a relationship with someone, that is who you can help if you decide to sacrifice yourself, and you can give away your things to them when you die. So you should try and set up
Oh.
relationships so that you know you can get your stuff.
Yeah.
So it should be very simple stuff here. It's not nothing. It's just about like defining the characters a little bit more. Like for example, I think now that I know your secret, Elias, uh, I I fear and mistrust not you specifically. I fear and mistrust whoever is working their way through you, right?
Mm. Yeah.
And in extension, I fear and mistrust you.
Yeah. I think I was like, that's a very long-winded way of saying you don't trust me.
Yeah.
I think in terms of in response. Oh yeah, let's push the knife deeper. I think in response, Elias has misinterpreted
Mhm.
your mistrust for interest. I I think I it wouldn't surprise me, and feel free to correct me, but it feels like Alder would be the kind of person to ask questions to
Mm.
maybe clarify when these scars happened, under what
Mhm.
circumstances, and Elias has 100% misinterpreted that
Mhm.
as care and interest.
Mhm.
That this kind of snooty, kind of like upper class academic is like taking an interest and asking me about my opinions.
Mhm.
That kind of makes me feel heard, seen, maybe even special.
Mhm.
I mean, someone this smart thinks that my experiences mean something, then maybe they matter.
Mhm.
Maybe I matter.
Oh no. Baby girl's gonna get his heart broken. Baby girl, we should listen. A young, sexy, cute boy with an elderly, scholarly woman. What are we doing here, people?
Hey, listen. He doesn't know that there's some weird god working through him. Like he's just like, oh, my scars. Yes, certainly.
The
I
wanna know
got
how
this
I
after
got
being
these
struck by lightning and
scars?
then thrown into the ocean. But I didn't drown. I actually found myself surging upwards. And yeah, I mean, that's why they teach you how to float when you're in school.
Oh, he's so cute. Oh.
Yeah. Marilyn, do you have a relationship?
Okay, so I would say definitely I have that like protection kind of thing going
Mm.
on with you with Alder because she kind of reminds me of my mom,
Mhm.
back home on the islands, always telling us what to do and
Mm.
thinking
Also,
she's so smart and everything. It's like I can see you, mom. So even though it's annoying, I've kind of like understood the motherly vibe coming
Mhm.
off, and thus the sense of protection being like the not so great muscle of the group,
Mhm.
as the cards have told.
Mhm.
um and yeah, with Elias, I don't have any like strong feelings towards. It's kind of neutral for the
Mhm.
time being. Maybe a little bit of like because I don't know the information that you're not one of us. One of
Mhm.
these things is not like the other. Right? I don't know that. I'm over here thinking we're all just normal humans.
It's okay. He doesn't either. We both have something in common. We both don't know.
So I don't have any like mistrust, but I do feel a little bit judgmental about the weakness that I have witnessed as we made our way down here. I mean, like getting yourself cut up pretty bad. 5 seconds, a little scratch here there. Yeah, just a small tint of
Mm.
judgment, but neutral and
Mm.
protective. Yeah, that's
Okay.
where I'm at.
Eli's
Uh,
frightened of you.
Yeah. So the thing here is we don't actually need to define all the relationships, just one. So because
Yeah.
every round we get to do this.
All right.
Okay,
Amazing.
okay.
Yippee.
No worries.
Got it.
So then the other question is, do we want to spend any respite right now? I think we're okay.
I'm okay.
Yeah. We
Y'all
just
are the
lost
ones that
assets,
lost.
right?
Y'all are the ones that lost your assets, so it's up to y'all.
Do you want a weapon back?
Yeah, I need a weapon.
Yeah, we could spend two respite to get Marilyn another weapon.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes, Marilyn would love a weapon.
I think Marilyn would feel uncomfortable without one, right?
Yeah,
Like I think
definitely.
in character, like this is not something that she would brook like that she would put up with for long.
Mm,
Right? Even
Yes.
if it's an
feels correct,
improvised
yeah.
weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get to recover your asset, but it will be different. So you could return. We could fix your cat ear knuckle dusters, or you could pick up a new weapon. Having chased away disease, actually, would you like to pick up a new weapon?
I think I'd like to pick up a new weapon because
Hmm.
the legends were told, wash your hands and all
Mhm.
that. So let's get a new weapon.
Mm-hmm. Well, you tell us, what is this new weapon that you found?
Okay. Oh, okay. That's how it works. Wow.
Mm.
I think so. We're like kind of camping in a way. Is that what's going on? And I have been like desperately not sitting down with you guys. I've just been
Mhm.
like walking around to like every corner, kind of like looking around in boxes and stuff. And I do stumble upon a weapon.
Mhm.
However, it is not in the best of condition, and it is clearly almost, there's this feeling of like foreshadowing that there was another group that tried to do what we did and didn't
Oh,
make it.
right.
And we are clearly in like that little cave of resting in the
Mhm.
underworld that if someone had tried to come, they would have probably rested here as well.
Mhm.
um and because among that I find belongings and
Mhm.
things of home.
Mhm.
But ignoring that, because pushing forward, we take the weapon. It is just a very simple dagger.
Sure.
Looks simple, slightly rusted.
Yeah.
hmm
Do you tell us about finding these
um
other things?
I think I tell you about the weapon, but I don't tell you about finding the other things, just because I don't want to incite any like negative feelings or any fear between you guys. I think the most important thing for me is just like we got to get out,
Hmm.
and I feel like this is a distraction from the main course, but I have taken it like very deeply into my conscience,
Mhm.
like that it's there.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have dagger.
Okay. Right. So,
All right.
we can move on to the next round, and then
Okay.
someone else can draw a card for the trial. Val, what's your
Yeah.
policy on like taking breaks? Do you want to?
Shall we take a break? I was gonna
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
if
yeah,
y'all would like to take a quick break. Yeah, let's
yeah,
do that.
yeah.
Alrighty,
So
folks.
having gone, oh, sorry. That's just one round, and then we
Okay.
basically kind of like repeat the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So at least we've gone through like character creation and like how one round works.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So future rounds work pretty much the same way, unless you decide to like sacrifice yourself. If you want to do that, let me know and I'll tell you the specifics of
Mm.
how to do that. The short answer to that is just like it usually is helpful to sacrifice yourself if you think you can make someone hit exactly 21. Because the only way to reach home safely is to hit exactly 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Sounds good. Alrighty, folks. With that, we're going to take a quick 10-minute break, 15-minute break. Have a great break with us. Please get up, stretch, pet your pets, tell Mr. Valiant Dorian loves them very, very much. And we'll be back shortly. Take care, everyone. BRB. 1. Hello, folks, and welcome back to our Ithaca and the Cards demo with the incredible creator Aaron Lim and with our fantabulous cast consisting of DungeonMotherKir and myself. Folks, if you hadn't the chance during break, please use the exclamation point Ithaca to go grab yourself the link. Grab yourself a back copy of this game. It's really, really fun. I'm enjoying myself. And consider following our incredible cast by using exclamation point cast in chat. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Fate, Aaron, also the person who's going to betray us and call the cops on us. Hey, Cab.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Well, I am no longer Fate, so one of you has to take that role now.
Oh yeah, I could definitely do that. Alrighty. So remind me. So as Fate, I get to pull cards.
Yeah, so pull one card from the numbers deck,
All right.
and then reveal that.
9 of Hearts.
Oh.
I am so sorry. I'm so
Oh.
sorry.
I think
So-
I wrote in the chat, do you think we're gonna, make it? And then someone's like, I have faith. No.
so as Fate, and feel free to correct me here, Aaron, like we have to meet 15 and above to be able to survive this next trial.
Yes. Which means me, Kira and I, Marilyn and Alder are pretty much like doomed. In the sense that we're going to lose something. You, Elias, still has a chance. You can draw a 7. So
Okay.
lucky Elias has a slim chance.
Tiny one.
Yeah.
Okay. And with that, is there a trial that I need to describe? Not
Yes,
quite,
so the
right?
prompt for the 9 of Hearts is tensions come to a head and someone says or does something truly terrible.
You know, we have the storytelling already happening, I feel like. You know, Aaron, I think this is the moment. Our respite was, I think, a very nice moment of respite. And it might have been the between the smoke and the mirrors and all this paranoia and the fact that you discovered this truth about Elias. What opportunity are you seizing here to say something regarding this whole situation? I feel.
So this is something that's instigated by Alder?
I think what's happened is I don't think the influence of the underworld has ceased. I think that is and I'll let you be the arbiter of what's the trigger because that's all on you. But I think the influence as we are rising up the levels of the underworld, we are now being beset by our dread, to kind of echo something that we have just pulled in the last round. There's something about each of our dreads that's manifesting in this moment. What is your dread, and why is it manifest in a way to cause you to react this way?
I think it's definitely something about Marilyn, actually. Because
The shock, the horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking I was, gonna enjoy some confrontation between the both of you.
No.
How
no.
the tables.
I'm sure that'll come shortly.
So I think this is the thing, right? Like in my mind, in my eyes, when I saw the dagger that you brought back and say, "Oh yeah, you just found it somewhere," then it was like in my mind, in my eyes, it was like, oh, there's like fresh blood on the dagger. It's like, where did you find it? Who did you take it from? And I think the thing here is, right, like this is my brother's dagger. Like there's an inscription of it on it that's like from my family.
Oh, what?
Yeah, and I accuse you, right? Like I know, like my brother went missing like ages ago, and I accuse you of you know, killing my brother. Like a killer is a killer. Low down, untrustworthy. Um, like you, like you, how are we supposed to escape death when we are traveling, with one of like death's own hand, right?
First of all, thanks.
Mhm.
That's on hand. I love that. Second of all, so you just like accuse me?
Yeah, I try to take the dagger from you, and I like fight you for it.
Oh my
Oh, a fight.
gosh. A 40-year-old woman versus an assassin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Queen, you want to die tonight?
yeah.
Also, do note that we are all sapped from the underworld, and the underworld's influence
Yeah.
is heavy and weighs upon our shoulders. Although you hear him, you feel like in these moments, you hear his voice, your brother's voice, in your ear. Justice for me.
Mhm.
All right,
I
let's see
think,
how we deal with our
ah,
trials.
that's crazy. This is insane.
I
This
feel
is
like the
crazy.
trial is now surviving this fight and gaining some sort of equilibrium again back in the fight. Because
Yeah.
Elias can't fucking go anywhere without y'all.
Yeah. Oh
So,
gosh.
Oh, and
let
like
us.
you're supposed to bring me out safely. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. So we all have our entanglements. We all have, well, maybe less on Alder, but the rest of us have a huge measure here of ensuring this fight stops,
Mhm,
and not
Mm,
necessarily in the death of another person.
mhm.
mm.
And with that, I believe now is the chance for us to pull the cards on how we will respond to this trial.
Yeah, I am relying on my aim 100%. I want to betray when we get to safety.
Oh my god!
I'm like just, you know, stat
All
this
right.
we're safe enough. Elias is blessed by a god. Surely, surely the gods will see my cause is just. Um, I am in the right here. Mr.
Mhm.
Manager, please eject this this other patron.
Not there. Um, I can
That
respond for Elias as the third party. Elias is relying on his aim here of the warning of impending danger. He has throughout this journey has already realized and heard the various instances of doom that might come before us. There's already a doom that he's worried about with his hometown, but the longer we linger here, the less time we have to intervene there, and we
mm,
will embark doom upon of ourselves. We really ought to not do this,
Mhm.
really. So that's what I'll be betting on. Kier, as well as Marilyn, what will you be doing?
uh shoot. I think because it's hard because I don't want to bet on my like because just to be clear, the asset I've got back an asset, right?
Mm,
It's
mm.
the yeah,
Mm.
but because I need to keep Miss Thing alive.
You can just give up that asset. Because so
Yeah, I think
meta gaming here,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
no way for you to avoid losing something,
yeah.
right?
I mean, 100% will just in frustration, just be like, take lah, one lah, so bad, take take.
Tekla, you want
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
bad. I love that.
Brother.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
so it'll
reveal
be
the
that.
cards. Let's reveal the cards to see what fate has done to us.
Not
Mm,
too
Not
bad.
too bad. Okay.
Got an 8.
All right.
It still
I
sucks, but
please flip. There we go. Okay.
oh Lord, I'm
13.
scared.
Not quite.
13.
Not quite.
Oh my
But
god.
hey, why you want to hog all the twos up? Oh, no, I'm so sorry.
World's
So,
most useless assassin. I mean, she's glamour,
mhm.
you know.
Yeah. So,
I mean, it does make sense. You did
yeah.
willingly give up the dagger here,
Yeah.
right? Mm.
Ouch.
Ouch. So weirdly enough, not weirdly enough. So Elias, you gave up your aim.
I sure did.
How, um, So we're all reading from the lost table, and we all got. And the weirdly enough is that we all got clubs.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any bonuses for that? No.
No.
Hey, you all failed. You all failed in the same family. Get a bonus
Yeah.
of that's really sad. Here's a small violin that plays for you.
So the question that you can ask is, what treasure has become worthless or bitter now that my purpose is gone? So you get to ask this question to either one of us.
I'm going to ask this to I'll ask this to Marilyn.
Mm-hmm.
So repeat to me the question one more
Yeah.
time, just so I can soak it in.
What treasure has become worthless or bitter now that my purpose is gone?
So
this is
Elias's purpose.
Yeah, Elias's purpose. Treasure. I think this whole scenario that we've been in, with we've been hit disease, we've been hit with this waves of confusion, waves of marrying, and you were a very straightforward kind of guy. Let's just get to where we need to be and do what we need to do. But your concept of what you should be doing and what you want and what you need is starting to get a little bit blurry, and you start to feel less interested and invested in the things that we have been doing here.
Oh, fun. Right.
Yeah.
All right.
And I leave it in that little gray space to let you put in what you feel like has taken over, but you're no longer in that mindset that when you came in from.
I mean, the navigator has been so focused, and I think the greatest treasure for him is the two people who are traveling with him.
Exactly.
And the both of you have broken my faith in both of you, and now I feel we're doomed. Whoops! Alrighty, that's me.
Oopsies.
Whoops. Uh-oh.
So I also relied on an aim, so I will have the same question.
Oh, wow.
Actually, funny enough, I think, Kir, you should ask yours first, which is, why are you secretly relieved that I no longer have access to this dagger?
I don't know.
So
Aaron,
who are you asking?
what do you think?
No, but who are you asking?
Who are you asking to answer that?
I will ask Aaron, go ahead and hit me with the obvious truth. Or maybe not. Ooh.
I think it is the obvious one, right? I think you give it up, and then when I pick it up, I realize no, the blood is not fresh, it is old, right? But it is my brother's dagger, and then I think we do get into this whole argument about why were you hiding where you found this, and then when you finally say that, hey, actually turns out my brother might have come on a previous expedition here and lost his life in Death's Realm. I think the relief is just knowing that oh, okay, it sucks, but now I know where my brother went. And the fact that you were willing to give it up was shows that hey, you're not just a killer, right? And this is maybe the underworld exerting its influence on us. So I am relieved. And I think the secretly relieved part is that I think there is that age disparity between us, to the point you said you felt like I was a motherly. I think I am a little I do want to betray both of you. And then maybe this is why like the aim is no longer around, is that like um I thought I was doing it for the good of the empire and also for your own good, right? Like I think like I don't want you to do this, to be in this line of work, right? Uh 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 a beautiful, capable maiden like killing people, that's not the right thing to be doing with your
Typical
life.
auntie, huh?
Yeah.
Typical
Very
auntie.
very
You know?
auntie energy is being exerted
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, and like Elias, like, you should get out of this like dangerous work. So I thought like my thinking of like how I was betraying you was more like, oh, you will be in safer, better places after this, right? Learn your lesson and then go go improve your
Auntie, why
life.
auntie?
Yeah.
Highlight.
But I think I realize now like both of you are like adults with um uh uh your own motivations and your own convictions, right?
Mm.
So yeah, I'm secretly relieved that like, oh, actually Marilyn is a person of like some moral character, um to like not fight me on this.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, so I will ask, what treasure has become worthless or bitter now that my purpose is gone to Elias?
What is now worthless now that you have lost your purpose?
Mm-hmm.
I think it is. I think it's Death's instrument.
Mm,
We came here, and at least in Elias's eyes, like you like, yes, this is a big, cool, magical thing. Yes, big whoop. But I think more importantly, this is meant to be our odyssey. This is meant to be the legends we carve for ourselves. We are supposed to bring some truth, some illumination from this great act of entering the underworld and escaping with Death's instrument, right?
mm-hmm.
And in the face of all this cost, with you seeming like how you are, and with all this discordance in the party,
Mm-hmm.
and let's not forget, Elias truly fully believes that like you have some sort of interest, some sort of care for him. So it feels like, what's the point of doing this great feat if you seem like a shell of yourself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Right.
That
The
was a rough one, gang.
emotions. The
Yeah.
emotions.
Yeah.
The drama.
The drama, the ouch, the painful. Okay. Whew.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think we do end up at a place of, if not understanding, at least like, or resolved that like, oh, this was, not uh
We're
there was
still alive.
nothing to fight about, right? Like it was a
Yeah.
misunderstanding.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
our fight caused
Mm-hmm.
someone else to feel a certain type of way. So
Mm-hmm.
the waters are indeed watering.
Yeah.
All right. We don't have enough respite to recover an asset, so unfortunately we can't do that. But we can update our relationships, so we can add new relationships or like just update your other relationships. Um,
Okay.
Um, Elias is really feeling like child of divorce right now. Um,
No.
and it's like, all right, mom just went through a lot, so I'm gonna just leave her alone, and I'm going to talk to assassin dad, I guess, and be like, hey, that was difficult. I get
mhm.
why you reached for the weapon, and I respect that you dropped it. I didn't think you were going to. And I just wanted to say that I appreciated it. Even though things are rough right now, I think you made the right choice.
Mhm.
Thank you, darling. There's a song about this in like 100 years. About this
I hope
moment.
I hope not. It wasn't a very fun moment. Yeah, I think that's what Elias is gonna do.
Mhm.
Cute. Hmm.
I think mine's really simple.
Yeah.
I feel like I already kind of covered it
Mm-hmm.
during the resolution.
Yeah.
So I'm just like gonna uh
Set us up.
no, just define it, right? Like, so this
Mm.
is like I think I have respect for Marilyn, right?
Hmm.
Mm.
I am irritated
Mm-hmm.
with Alder because now I don't have the weapon
Mm-hmm.
and I gotta go source a new one because you were being a Karen.
The auntie, the carrot.
The auntie and everything. So I think it's just irritated, but not like anything. No hatred,
Mm-hmm.
no nothing. Just like how someone's. I we
Annoyed.
started off
Yeah.
mother daughter, but now it's giving elderly wife and young irritated husband. So I swear I've watched a 90-Day Fiance episode like this. So
And I'm the kid stuck in the middle.
you're the kid stuck in the middle, the kid that's the same age as the new husband. You know what I mean?
No, not this.
Okay.
All right.
So how do I define Elias's relationship to Marilyn? Is it
Uh,
respect or
respect.
yeah?
Respect.
In that case, I will change mine a little bit. Mine is apologetic to Marilyn.
That's,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah, because I misjudged you and accused you falsely. I've enough self
Accountability.
awareness to feel bad about it.
I love accountability.
Even if I don't think I actually said sorry. Like the words
Of
sorry were not
course.
uttered.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Of
The
course.
It's the
auntie.
you give more food. It's like
Yes, I was just
eat
gonna
more lah.
say. I was just gonna say you're probably gonna give me like extra portion in the
Yeah.
next rest or
You got
something.
you got a plate of fruit all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Like oh, cut perfectly.
no apology. Just
Mm.
fruit.
Just fruit.
I should have added a content warning to this of extremely relatable familial dynamics.
Oh
For
no.
all the Asians in the chat.
Yes, and we're talking about food, and it's just got me thinking about your other game.
Which you can also back at exclamation
I
point
knew
Ithaca.
that was the cue. That was the cue.
Oh,
You
so
teed me up
pro.
perfectly.
All right. We'll go to the next round. Then, Kira, do you wanna do the trial?
Oh gosh.
All right, pull us a nice one.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
nice.
I'm
Low
drawing
number, please.
I'm coming in
Numbers.
from numbers, right?
Yeah.
And I just pull it
Yep.
and I put it there.
Yep.
And then you click
God.
on it.
And I click on it. We pray a little bit first. I think my deity is like
Just
if
draw
I-
another 2, Kira.
Oh,
Oh!
close.
Okay, we need you to do with all of the trials because you seem to be drawing low cards.
yeah.
Yeah.
Put me in the front line. Not the back line. Okay. Okay.
Alright. Three of spades. You know what we were just talking about, like giving you extra portion of food, right?
Yeah.
I think that was the last time that happened because food or basic resources become damaged or run out.
Great. Great. Alright.
So I think we spent too long. I don't. Sorry, Karen, you should detail this out.
Yeah. So okay. Basically, this whole drama, although to all the people watching and to all the actual like to us it took like what, a couple of minutes, but in
Mm.
the actual like where it is and what's happening live over there in the underworld, this is, as everyone knows, when two people fight, right? Takes a while. So it started with the original like argument with the thing, and then after that it went to the I'm not talking to you and you're not talking to me, and then after that it went into the like disgruntled giving of fruit and the
Mhm.
disgruntled like thanks, and then it slowly like started getting better. And also during that time was just the three of us kind of being in this limbo state because
Mm.
we wherever we move, wherever we go, it seems like we're lost, we're stuck. Clearly
Mm.
navigators also getting dazed with all the drama and all the smoke and mirrors. So we have taken a long time,
Mhm.
hence the goods have run out. And I think Auntie, I'm just gonna call her Auntie now.
Mhm.
Auntie,
Auntie
Auntie
Olga.
yeah, but she's kind of my wife, so like, Ka.
Ah,
Yeah, I mean, like they call the,
yeah.
yeah. So, Miss Thing is like been giving me a lot of fruit and cooking a little bit extra every time just to like make up for one, your neglected son who's feeling some type of way, and two, for
I have a lot of
your
feelings.
your upset husband. What a guys, welcome to the family. Yeah, so we've run out of food at this point.
Mhm.
Mm.
Found family. Don't we just love it?
I lost both my asset and my aim,
You
so I
are
can
in
only rely on my
on your archetype.
archetype. Yeah.
Oh God.
Uh, I
Okay.
also
But
will.
18, I just need to draw a 6, right? Like, it's fine. It's totally fine. I don't have a gambling problem.
I am doomed either way,
Yeah.
I think. Um yeah, so
It's a good thing
I'm
we it's a good thing we gave you that asset. You still have two things to rely on.
yeah, just a quick question. So like if I lose my like archetype, do I have to like draw it back or something,
No, you
or
die. I
a
No,
think,
so
right?
draw?
if you
Oh wait,
lose
no, you lost your
both
assets.
your yeah,
Right.
if you lose both your archetype and your aim, then you die. But if you lose your archetype, it doesn't mean that you're no longer an assassin or like that you can't do assassiny things. It just means that like you kind of like lost confidence in it, or like you reject it, right? You could
Mm.
interpret it that way. There's no way to recover archetypes.
Okay,
Yeah.
aims.
No, only assets.
Okay, so I've
Mm.
lost an asset because somebody took my thing.
You only gave
Uh
what?
Yeah,
yeah, well, not by
you
choice, okay.
you yourself and bagi kat dia.
Yeah, you want Karen to keep yapping? Okay, so I guess I have to go with my I feel like my aim,
Mm.
like the whole idea of like wanting fame and
Mm.
fortune and everything is just like no longer important at the point of survival. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna draw from numbers, is it, and place it on you
Yep.
guys? Okay, numbers, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
All
I've
right.
just given you the
Oh,
card.
okay. Thank
'Cause
you.
I think we're all drawing, right?
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
No one's like sacrificing themselves just yet. Yeah.
Nah, but I might. Look at me. I'm not even hit the tens, y'all. She's gonna die, but at least let it be glamorous.
Let it
Yeah.
be glamorous.
Yeah.
Um, I will rely on my asset because relying on my archetype is a terrible choice to make.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the way it's being interpreted here is um Elias has like definitely he's definitely been in a situation where he's been in the wilderness or in the desert and has had to struggle with like food insecurity. and within that context. And so he has the scars, he has like the wounds upon him to
Mhm.
remind him that he survived something like this before, and he's
Mhm.
relying on that.
Yeah.
All right.
I think actually probably that like Elias does bring stuff back, but we don't know whether it's edible. So I'm relying on my archetype here as an academic to like, we have to do it in a systematic way to test a little bit before we just eat the whole thing and get poisoned and die.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. It's almost like doing all those allergy tests just to make sure, like, is this thing actually edible? Like, don't eat too much at a time.
Underworld cucumber dabs it
Yeah,
on
yeah,
skin.
yeah.
Are you gonna break out or not? All right,
Yeah.
let's pull. Let's see what happens.
Oh my god, 3.
I'm scared. I mean, I'm
Okay.
gonna. It's
7.
What is going on here?
Yeah.
What is this? I'm so sad for you.
Goodbye, everybody.
I survive this
Yeah.
trial. Oh,
So, I don't. This is the last will and testament of Baldur this round. But that's fine.
oh yeah.
We still do the responses, the questions. Sorry. So Elias
I
gets
guess
to
I
choose
cross
from
you
the
out.
success one. But I get to diamond on the archetype.
Everyone, a moment of silence in the chat.
I
Respect.
think I have a moment of weakness here, right? Because I will ask Elias. I asked you last round. I think I'll ask Marilyn. Why are you so disappointed that I've abandoned my role and responsibilities?
Oh,
I've abandoned my role as the academic and my responsibility as an academic,
Oh
and
my goodness.
because of that, I lose myself and die.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so why am I disappointed, or why are you disappointed?
Why are you disappointed that
Me.
I've abandoned my
Oh.
roles and responsibilities?
I think because in this isn't a short trip. We've spent a lot of time together on this journey. You and I have grown. We've had our ups and downs, and in fact, in the past couple of, I would say, days that we have been traveling, our relationship has gotten closer, and we are more. We have some sort of like respect, or like I said, we had this connection. I think the disappointment in me comes from the fact that I always respected your like knowledge and your strive for like knowledge and and respect for like who you are as someone who holds yourself up, that you've never wavered in like the petty things that maybe sometimes me and Elias will go party or whatever, but you've always been a prim and proper lady. But in this moment, I'm disappointed because this is not how I wanted to see you go. I wanted to see you go still holding on to that academic mind of yours and self. So this is, although I'm disappointed in that, I'm deeply saddened by it.
Yeah. So how did I die because I abandoned my role and responsibility? I have a pitch actually.
Oh, please
yeah,
pitch.
it's your
pitch.
character.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think I in a moment of weakness, right? Like I think I recognize something that is like edible or like looks edible, and it is like something like a favorite food, right? Like a favorite fruit, for example, right? Like the fruit of the underworld, that is oh I think even better, I think I know exactly what it is, and I know that we don't have enough food for all three of us. And then
Yes.
I purposely eat that one.
Yeah. Which is like such a great mind lost
hmm
for a sacrifice of the younger ones.
hmm It's like willingly eating the pomegranate seeds, right?
Oh
To
Yeah.
my
like
god.
stay.
Oh, I love that. That's ouch. That hurts. Ow. Okay.
Goodbye,
Uh,
Auntie.
Goodbye,
cool.
Auntie Olga.
Uh, you were asset, right? For
Yes.
Elias.
Yes.
So asset and spade is. Why do we both dread? No, no, no. Who besides me cherishes this asset the most? Those scars.
I'm
Who,
gonna
who
ask
do you
that
want
to
to ask
you.
this question?
I'm gonna ask that to you.
To me?
Yeah. You were the one most fascinated by them.
Okay, yeah. Struck by lightning, rejected by the sea. Um, I think you are proud of like your scars as like the evidence of uh your triumphs and survival, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I think in my final moment, I also recognized that um, I think I think Elias. I have to make sure Elias makes it. Otherwise, I will be smote down by the god of sky and sea, who seems to be blessing you.
Wow. All right. We have a
Uh,
god.
calling you home.
Ah! Okay, we have a god now. That's a wonderful answer. Thank you.
Um, and heart for what did you rely on? Your aim, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I've lost my aim, which was to gain renown.
Yeah. Who has secretly been revealed to be? Who has? I miswrote this one. I gotta fix this. Who has been revealed to be secretly conspiring against me this whole time?
Yeah. Are you gonna ask me to answer? Who do you want to answer this?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I can see you. I can see you cooking something.
It's your. It's the person who hired you. Do you think it's a coincidence that they were the ones that set the sponsors, the one that set the scholar here, and now they've sent you here, and the picture is now made clear of if the both of you, if all of us return with the instrument, fantastic. That's great. Renown, money, flame, glory, wonderful. Or I remove the hurdles, the pawns between myself and equating power, for the only rivals to the sponsor were either the hidden blade in the dark or the sharpest mind that could suss her out. At least she had the mercy to give you a death and a blaze of glory, right?
This, you know, listen, it's okay.
Is
It's
it?
good.
Is it okay?
She don't want that glamour life anymore. You know, after seeing what happened to Auntie,
It's
she
time.
just wants she just
It's time to
wants
go
to
home.
live that humble. Yeah, someone go
Mm,
home.
it's time to
Some
go
go
home.
home with whatever it takes because we gotta survive after what Auntie did first.
We have to.
And to those of you watching, I will probably not survive. In case you can't count the numbers, let's take a look. See, it's 8.
Mhm.
Hey, you might pull big and roll and get the exact number you need. It's the thing. Because isn't the other win condition hitting 21?
21, yeah.
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 So there are two win conditions left, so to speak. You either hit exactly 21 or everyone but you dies. So if you're the last person standing, if you survive and everyone else died, then you also survive.
Oh,
It's
Hmm.
just you and me.
it's just you and me. It's you and me,
Okay.
girl. All right.
I've died or lost. So I
Goodbye,
can,
auntie.
yeah,
Auntie.
I can give you something to remember. So I will give you a remembrance. You, so in it, when you die or are lost, you leave some part of yourself with another player, a card, an archetype, aim, or asset. This is now your remembrance. It is the other player's responsibility to bring that remembrance home. And I can also haunt you if you agree to it.
I mean, it's up to you, but sure.
Yeah.
So what does a haunt mean?
Okay. So I don't have any more assets, aims, or archetypes, but I can give you a card.
Give me a card.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Kir my card.
Yeah.
So I want you to bring my remembrance home.
Okay.
What is it that you take? Well, I think the way I frame it is that I get to decide what I give to you, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, the 8 was eight was the second card, and it was our fight over the dagger. I think I give you the dagger.
Yes. Wait, does that mean I get an asset back?
So it doesn't count as an asset. You just get it as a card, right? So it's not strong enough to count as an
Yeah,
asset,
okay.
but you do have it, right? It's
'Cause
just not something that can be
yeah.
relied upon.
Okay, okay.
So you are now at 16.
Amen.
All right, that's great.
Sorry, I mean praise Athena or something, you know.
So what does it mean to be haunted by someone? If we are playing in person, I will just stand behind you and I can comment on any of your choices or offer
Oh
you
my god.
advice. At any time, I can peek at the top card of the deck and use that to decide to describe what my advice should be, but I shouldn't directly say what the card is.
Bring it on, haunted auntie. It's like you
Okay.
got, you know,
Alright.
that auntie that like is just so annoying, but then like even in the
All the
afterlife,
comments.
she's still like egging me on.
Mhm.
We love
So
it.
funny.
Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have enough respite to give anyone an extra asset. But you can still do relationships.
I think it doesn't have to be super long, but I think we're both definitely united in
Yeah,
our
agreed.
grief. Our
Yeah.
grief and perhaps dread.
United
We're
by
united
grief.
by grief. And also the dread of fuck, it's just the two of us, you know.
Just the two of us.
It's just the
All
two
right.
of us.
So before we get to the next round, I should explain some of the mechanical things in case anyone wants to do a heroic sacrifice. Okay?
Okay.
Just in case. So there is a chance here for you to survive now because
Yeah.
you have a 16, so you just need 5 to survive. The thing about heroic sacrifice is you decide to heroic sacrifice before facing the trial, and when you
Mm,
do that, you don't draw a card. You wait until everyone has drawn their cards. Then whoever heroic sacrifice, they can choose another player to share your final words with, and then you can swap one of your cards with their cards.
Oh dang.
So you could potentially make a 21 happen by swapping cards.
okay, so but I'd have to sacrifice
Yes.
to do that.
Yes.
Let's see what cards you have here. I see a 5 over there.
So it has to be a swap, right? You can't just give someone a card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I have to do math, which
Mhm.
is not my forte. That's why we have phones and calculators.
Right. So that is the current like the mechanic for how like the sacrifice works.
Okay.
Cool. I guess I'll go again for Fate.
Yeah.
Well,
Do
that
it,
was at
Fate.
5.
Well, there's the 5.
Fate's on 23 right now. 5 of
Okay.
spades. An important object or resource is lost.
There goes the dagger. The last thing we had of Auntie.
I feel like Aaron's going to give us something worse.
No. I think it's something simpler than that.
Mm.
I think you just lose light, right? Like whatever we were using, like a
Oh.
lantern or whatever it
no.
is, you lose light, and you need to
Okay.
find way. And the thing here is that maybe it was like a special lantern, right? That like not just gave you light, but like kept some of the like the more lower level shadows at bay, right? So you are like hit full force with like the strangeness of the underworld in the dark. So you need to find a way to relight your lantern. Okay, simple. So Elias has 2 things left.
I do. My
the
archetype, my
archetype
asset.
and an asset. Yep. So you
I
can
only
still
have
survive,
one.
but if you go above 21, which there's no way, there's no aces in this deck, so the minimum you will draw is a 2.
Yeah.
Elias is doomed.
Yeah.
Kir, so for Maryland, you can draw a 5. Haunting you as the auntie. I
The auntie is speechless.
auntie is like, come join me in death. This quest is not worth it.
This quest
Oh
is not
my
worth it.
goodness. Oh my goodness. What do you have? What are your cards?
I would like to heroic sacrifice.
Oh my god.
So there is a way.
Because I could give 5 to Kier, to Marilyn.
But you have to swap.
But we have to swap, so the value will drop, and I only have one thing left, which is my archetype. But I think you can survive because you can drop low enough that your next. Would that make sense, Aaron?
Yes.
Yeah,
You
you can survive. I'm doomed. I'm doomed because
Yeah.
I'm giving up my archetype, right? And Auntie has said, "Tada
Come join
harapan,
me in
no
the
hope."
Yeah.
So Auntie, it's clear that I'm not gonna make it, but you have a chance because if you swap with me a high card with a low card, you basically risking it for the biscuit to make it to 21. Is you get what I'm saying?
Or if you're the only surviving one, right? If Marilyn dies, Elias reaches home as well.
Yes.
You don't have to hit exactly 21. You just have to be the last one.
Yeah.
Like Odysseus alone on Ithaca at the end of the story, you can be the only one to reach home.
Yeah, with both your parents dead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show up and Ithaca is gonna look different. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, do the swap because you have a chance of survival and it's okay. Father assassin.
It's the role for the 2 women to die to make sure that the man succeeds.
Not this.
Maybe that will not happen. Let's all die.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is life.
Not this. Wait, is it better if I give you a higher card to like make up for the deficit of your card, or is it better that I give you a lower card?
I'm dead. It's for your survival. Because you want to swap your card with something from my deck.
No. So there's a way for you both to survive if you are lucky enough that you swap and you get a high card that gets you to 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chat, somebody do the math.
But the thing is, as written right now, you will die before we even do the 21 check.
Yeah.
Right, because you will lose your last.
Yes, that's right. That's right,
Archetype.
because I have
Yeah.
my archetype. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm
So I
saying.
think it makes more sense for you to for us to enforce the patriarchy here.
Yes.
Okay, the patriarchy for content warning patriarchy. I guess the patriarchy is being enforced. All right, let's see what the cards deal for us.
Wait, so what's your total now?
Mine's 20.
So you're doing the swap, yeah?
Yeah.
You're-
Yeah.
So before we get to that, actually let me double check.
I know
Oh yeah,
there's
yeah, yeah. You do it after. You get to draw first, and then
Okay.
you say how the heroic sacrifice works.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Let's see.
So are you relying on your asset or your archetype here?
My asset, because the
Okay.
scars that got me through everything.
That's a 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Do we all draw or just play 3?
You don't draw because
Sorry.
you decided to heroic sacrifice, right? So now you can swap.
Oh. Okay. Okay. I get it. But
Mhm.
I thought. Wait, I'm confused.
So we draw the. So if you choose the heroic sacrifice, you didn't draw a card.
Correct. Yes,
But you can
because
swap
I'm
one of
trying
your.
to
Yep.
save my sweet son.
Hi. Child
Uh,
of
No.
divorce.
So
True
you
to
could
the dungeon mother
yeah.
name. Okay.
so you could swap like
w-
the 2 for the 5, which would make Elias's total be 19 instead.
I
Yeah.
think that's the best thing to do. Yeah.
So they would still
Yeah.
lose the asset,
Yeah.
but they will survive.
Here you go.
Thank you, friend. So I'm 19 and you go up. Well, I guess
You both get 19.
we're both 19. Dang,
Yeah.
that was the best number we could have done. Yikes.
Mm.
Damn.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's my death now.
Yeah. So you, what are your final words that you shared with Elias?
As I give you my last bit of encouragement.
To
The
to to. Sorry, we are like relighting a fire here.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
have an idea for how the fire gets ignited.
Yeah, but it goes up, right? Like we get
Mm.
we get the flames. Do we?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But it's my last words because I'm gonna
Mm.
die. Like, I've had a lighter in my pocket this whole time.
You're like having your last breath as the underworld influence exerts upon you, and you're like clutching your chest. And you go, oh wait,
I have a lighter. I'm actually a smoker.
I was
forgot.
trying to quit in the underworld.
Sorry, here's my matchbox. No, yeah, I think as I die, like this whole time I've forgotten that I have this little matchbox with me.
It's the
And
simplest.
And I'm dying of like just like I think the overwhelmingness of the darkness has just consumed me. And I'm like, one last light before I go. And then I light up my little stick.
Because I was gonna say, with what secrets did we break?
It's just imaginary. I don't know. She's delusional in her head. She's like, back in the lovely like marbled room with the hookah and everything.
Yeah.
But it's just like one last. You just get nothing, and I give you the matchbox.
Thanks, Dad, for the
Thanks, Dad.
thanks, Dad, for the matchbox. And Elias is alone.
Mhm.
And Elias survives because he is alone.
Yeah.
Ow.
Ow.
You still you still lose your asset.
I do. And the way that happens is, since the scars are a boon of a god, what has happened is that it takes the last of that god's boon to protect him. It was the
Mm.
purpose. This was his destiny. This was what the fates had in mind for him,
Mm.
and the boon had done its job.
Mhm.
It got him to the end.
You get to ask a question as well, which is, why are you secretly relieved? I no longer have access to this.
I will ask that to the person who just died, Kier.
Oh no.
Why are you secretly relieved that I no longer have my scars?
I think, okay, so just for like funsies and flavors, Auntie was still haunting me in like my dreams and all that.
Mm.
So I think Auntie had revealed to me the truth about your scars in a
Mm,
dream. And I didn't get a chance to tell you about it. But as I see you heal in that way, as the light, like kind of, I notice those scars disappear with my final, you know, fake cigarette. I'm relieved because this means that the deity that had a secret hold on you no longer has their claws in your back. That perhaps all these scars were just ways for them to use you as a puppet, and
Mm.
now you are free from your strings.
I love that.
Insert the lightning thunder sound effect here.
Get on that, editor that I do not have. The editor is me. I am my own editor.
So you carry Kira's tool, the card, right, as the
Mm.
as a remembrance, Marilyn's too. So we actually end the game here. We reach
Yeah.
the end of the journey because only one player survives. There's one last thing to end the journey. So Elias, what does Elias
Yes.
do when you reach home? What do you eat? What do you see? Where do you go? What do you do with the remembrances that you carry? Uh, and where do you lay them to rest?
Um, when Elias returns, he is aimless to begin with. He carries the remembrances of both his companions. And I think there's a moment where he is found by the sponsor, by the people who are seeking Death's instrument. But they do not find it on his
Mm.
person. He instead just tells them that it failed. The expedition failed. 2 people died. I'm the only one that lived. Leave me be. And thinking him the now that he's no longer scarred, Elias looks like a simple boy. Simple boy. What other value could he possibly have? Um, but little do they know, what he has done is that he's not only laid his friends to rest in a quiet island off of these shores, like difficult to navigate to, but he knows the way because he's a navigator. That is still what he has left.
Mhm.
And he lays the both of your remembrances together alongside Death's instrument, so you may both be the real guardians of it.
Mm.
Wow. We love the lore.
The lore.
The
Until
lore.
another traveling party like comes along and messes this whole thing up. But till next time, that is how our story ends.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Well
Yay.
Right.
done, everybody. Thank you all
Thank
so
you. Thanks for
much.
playing.
Oh my
Thank
god.
you
So
for
much
running us through
fun.
this.
No
Yeah.
worries.
Alrighty, folks. As we wrap things up over here, let us give our cast the opportunity to introduce themselves. I'm going to start with Kira, and then we'll move backwards with me at the end. So go ahead, Kira.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, once again, first of all, thank you so much for watching and joining us and keeping up with whatever family dynamics going on over here. Again, I'm DungeonMotherKir. You can find me on all of wherever needs to be. And I'm so glad to be able to do this. It's my first little live stream. Yay!
Yeah. All right, passing it over to Aaron. Aaron, where can
Yeah.
folks find you and maybe promote your stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, thanks for having me on. Thanks for doing this.
Of course.
And for playing the game. It was really fun playing with both of you. And you can find more about the game, Ithaca and the Cards Second Expedition. It's currently funding on Kickstarter. So you can go to Kickstarter to the link thing that Val set up, or just go to Kickstarter, search for Ithaca in the Cards. And it is funding along with another game called What We Have Tomorrow, which is a solo journaling game about cooking for your loved ones. You could passive aggressively cook for people as well. And yeah, you can find more of my games and like other stuff that I do on social media and on itch as at Aaron Lime, EHRONLIME, on itch and elsewhere. Thanks.
Of course, everyone, thank you all so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure to have both DungeonMotherKir and Aaron Lim here on the channel. It's been so much fun playing Ithaca on the cards. A huge reminder, as Aaron has just said, use exclamation point Ithaca. I did just do it. It's going back the game on Kickstarter right now. And please go and follow our fantabulous cast. I'll introduce myself. I'm Valiant Dorian. I'm him. I use him, his pronouns. I'm a TTRPG actual play performer, streamer, game designer, as well as wearer of many hats. I'm also the host of Dicey Banter. In terms of stuff that you can keep an eye out in the near future, I'll be live tomorrow. We'll be doing a tabletop den where I'll be talking about TTRPGs while building something really cute. And on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, you can find me over on Transplanar RPG as we are deep in the Chaos Protocol. Watch Strike Team Nova as we venture through the world of Inferno and see what our team does next. So catch us there on twitch.tv/TransplanerRPG. And with that, folks, do not touch that dial. We're going to be re-rating somebody amazing, no doubt. So please hang on and stay for the raid. And thank you all so much. Have a fantastic rest of your time zone. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Take care. Bye.